All right, so welcome to another fast, no bullshit review because you need to get your money right with the plugins. So today we will talk about Sausage Fattener from Dada or Dada, whatever, Life. I don't know, I don't have very clear what they are, if they are just musicians or a company of plugins. I don't really know, but I don't care because they have two plugins. They're pretty cool. So this is one of them. This is a saturation unit. That's it, another saturation unit. Now, it's pretty simple and it's kind of cheap, so, that's good. So, of course, just like any saturation unit, it will react differently if you put it on the bass or drums or mix bus. So, the interface is pretty simple. You get just three different knobs. You get the gain control, the fatness, and the color. So, the gain, of course, is how much you're going to drive to this unit. And this is the most important knob on the unit because if you drive more, you're going to get more saturation. And if you drive less, you're going to get a much more saturation because then you get the fatness. This will, of course, control how much you're doing. But if you use it along with the gain control, you're going to get a super distorted sound, or you're going to get a much more natural saturation. And then you get the color. So the color will add extra harmonics to the higher part of the spectrum. So you get a brighter sound. Now, I got a tiny suitcase piano. I'm going to go and play it. Oh, not that one. Just a suitcase. There we go. So, of course, right now it's on. I'm going to turn it off. On. So it's not doing a lot. We can hear that it's kind of doing something and everything is off. Seeming less, but that's okay. So, of course, I'm going to go and try to drive it. More fat. And you will notice an increase in volume. So notice how the knobs will just shake when you're just driving too much. Now, of course, we get a nice saturation. It can go really crazy and watch your ears. Now, like I told before, the gain control works in conjunction with the fatness. If I drive it really hard, but I give it a little less gain, notice everything gets a little bit more controlled. So of course there is a lot of volume, so you will need to control your volumes in post. If I turn it off. So of course, it's Fattener. We are adding harmonics, so everything sounds a little bit more, like smashed, like bigger. Let me go crazy and then control it a little bit with the gain control. Off. And then on. So, it just works good. Now, I cannot say that this is just better than Filter or Saturn. Of course, this is not that kind of plugin. This just provides one simple thing, which is just getting a little bit of saturation and a little bit of fatness out of your sound. That's it. It's just a very simple plugin. Now, I'm going to go again back to almost zero. I'm going to drive it and I'm going to add the color. So just listen to the higher part of the frequencies of the spectrum. Notice that the keys, the higher part of the keys. Off. All right, so pretty nice. Just one job to do. Just a little bit of fatness, a little bit of saturation, and this color knob. It's pretty useful. It's just a nice touch. All right, so I'm adding the saturation now on a bass patch. So let me just play it first, and then of course I'm going to play with the controls. All right, so I'm going to turn it on. We already get something, so I'm going to go a little bit of fatness. Now, remember that this will add a lot of volume. And this is one of the downsides. We get a way to get the the amount of gain that goes into the unit, but we have no other knob to control what comes out. And well, It's a very cheap plugin. It's a cheap plugin. So, I would love to have version number 2 of this one with an output control, but it's what you get. So it is fat. Let's drive it. So it's nice with, without. Even though the increase in volume, the increase with the increase in volume, we can notice that it's just adding a little bit of saturation. It's just saturating everything. And with the color, nothing is going to happen because this one will react on the higher frequency, so we don't get a lot. So let's drive it again. If I go down, we don't get much, just a little bit. That's okay. Let's try it on a drum bus. All right, so let's try it on a whole mix. Let's try it on the master bus. I'm gonna use a project from Bitwig that comes free because I don't want to get problems with copyright and anything else. So I'm gonna go and play the track. So right now it's off. Let's turn it on. Gonna go a little bit of fastness. Off. Of course, there's an increase in volume. So you cannot argue that it sounds a little bit more fat. Now it's nice, it's nice. Now the nice thing is the color. If you want to add a little bit of color, this one works even without even giving any fatness. So let me just turn it on again. Darker, a little bit brighter. Alright, so that's it. That's Sausage Fattener. And you cannot argue that the color knob, it's really useful for us. Alright, so let me just show you their webpage. This is their webpage. Now, it looks like the webpage from Musician, not a plugin developer, but they also sell t-shirts. And they have access to concert tickets and things like that. So it's a little bit weird how, all of this just works. Then you have a plugin section. It's just, the plugins they gave you. They seem nice guys. So you have 2 plugins. This one, the Fattener, and the Endless Smile. So what are the cons? Well, the first thing I don't like about the plugin is that I would love to have an output control just to get a couple more knobs, just to control everything that comes out, just to control it a little bit more. Because for $40 that this is, I should have that control, right? It's not $10, it's not 5 or, a little bit less, it's $40. I should have a little bit more control on what I'm doing. What else? Nothing else. It delivers just what it says on the description. So what are the pros? So it's easy to use. It is a nice saturation, The color knob, it's very useful. And the price, again, it's $40. It's acceptable. I cannot say it's cheap for such a simple plugin, but, they offer a bundle with other plugin they sell that it's called Endless Smile. And you should check that plugin out. It's so good. It's very creative. It's a very creative plugin. So what they do, they sell a bundle. So they sell both plugins for $60. So $30 each is an awesome deal. Not because of the Sausage Fattener, because of the Endless Smile. Gonna do a video, maybe a couple days, or maybe maybe later, I don't know when, about that plugin. It's a very good, very creative. So if you buy it, if you buy Sausage Fattener alone, that's okay. It's a nice plugin. It's worth the money. Why not? But if you buy it on a bundle for $30, yeah, totally. Just get the bundle. Not a single regret.